We there this Wednesday morning, rainy morning. Nice morning to heat up with some cookie. Randy and them a man hard to go, you know. He wouldn't give up what if he take my cocoa and left from him. Then I will just do Randy and them. What if he take my cocoa and left from him? What happened to them man here, Rasta? Inside of this maga little cup here. How we go? Cocoa tea. No milk. And white people always ride over black people, so no milk. I'll keep on complexion. Melanin. Melanin. Yeah. Why? Yeah, we there. Cocotian brother come to your street live out of the studios of Catapa in America, in America, and the continent of Central America. Are we there live? I'm going to see what big up over there. I have to go about because you want this up. The phone run down and charge, and then you get to charge on past night and you charge on yourself. And see it quite over this up. So let me see what I'm going to Shabani. I got money idea from the time you see me first night in Cup, they will have money idea. Bring up yourself, Shabani. How are you? Yeah, we there. So, I give thanks to the great spirits of our ancestors for rising this morning. Yeah, we rise like the sun on the mountain this morning. And so we continue to shine and cut through the dark cloud and make the rain go away so that I and I could have a very beautiful day. Yeah man, we give thanks to life. We give thanks to the great spirits of our ancestors to the north, actually. To the great spirits of our ancestors to the south, actually. To the great spirits of our ancestors to the east, actually. To the great spirits of our ancestors to the west, actually. To all of our great warriors and leaders and teachers, all the people and them who set the groundation for us on that journey. I give thanks. I give thanks to all who have played their role and set the groundation for us to continue as one people to reap the benefit of the works of our ancestors and not to be fighting anymore. Yeah. And I give thanks to this life that I live and the unity that I could develop among myself. Yeah man, give thanks. And I cocoa and bread coming to you straight from the studios of Bayhill Radio and TV News Network. I come into outer all the national. Come from you now in this brand new location inside Bayhill. But we are still all them are beat up and chop up and lick up, but they are still. Even though sometimes I get a little temperature in the end, but they are still. Yeah. Now, where are we? This. We have become Christ in this crisis. Where are we? But the one thing we confident in, you know, and that's why we not do for ourselves now, we done for we be confident in other one. Because it seems like the best thing I can do. I rely on them who they either have no idea. They have no interest. I don't know where them that. Because I don't listen to some conversation that come from some people I would say that they're in a leadership position and then that's why I have to know what go on around this. Alright. Maybe I listen to how they just call them? Elder statesman. Named the Honorable Bernard Wiley. Bernard Wiley, company seen as one of the strongest politicians. When he licked down the Iron Man, Ken Brown, my godfather son. Now, him get knocked down, him go foreign, him come forward here. Him run again and get knocked down again. Alright. So we got this land problem in Mexico where him claim that the government are take away land from people out there so by they refusing to take payments from the people because what they have plans to take with and the LDP, I don't want to misquote them, but them guys say words will stop in my mind. The NDP will stand with the farmers or stand resolute or stand somehow with it. I know overstand myself. Because that day, now bring the desired result for the people want, the people want their life. And all over this island here, the government continue to take the land from people and all NDP to attack. No. Mr. Wiley, supposed, in my view, as a leader, supposed to rally the people to stand up and defend land. Show them the importance of you have to defend the land with your life, because the land of your life. Not just, you see, these guys have this way. I want to make the people believe that because they're not in a power, they can't do nothing. But with power, they want to do. Yeah, what is power? Me not fully, me can't follow it. Because, okay, all you do, I sympathize with the people and them. Sympathy can't stand up in a judgment. Look so long, all them people do what sympathize with the people and them, and the people and them get bailics. And when I show the people and them how to defend themselves. What move they must make. Because, you see, NDP is so decent. They never want to interrupt the status quo because they don't want nobody say them involved in a violence. They don't want nobody say they're involved in a protest. They don't want nobody say they're involved in a that. Well, how you have to tell I how you have to if you just decide that you drag out in your car and this one, round this one, quiet your tail between your legs. How you have to make it? How are you have to make it? How are you have to get rid of this plague with the hand up and down? No. And the people that they got the majority. Does that have any meaning? What is having the majority? What does that mean? Does that really have any meaning? Come on, man, why are you with the people and the people and them are feeling hot, you know? And continuously the same thing over and over and over. So that, I don't know from day one. May I try to remind us, only us could take us out of this. If we really want to go forward, we have to confident ourselves that us have to do it. Because over all these years, we left it to these guys and they continue to fail. All they have a sweet talk, meaningless talk. Talk we can't fly belly. Talk we not bring nothing for us. No. NDP in my view have a useless policy approach to our situation. Now, Enough respect for the warrior and in this stuff. I always have full respect for him. But a policy where he come here with, and me no say that not going to go nowhere. No. And him say he had almost signed a contract with some people during the election of 2021. And or did he sign it in 2020? Anyway. So somewhere around them time, but because of the protests that was taking place in the land, the investors and them went elsewhere. And he don't want to be associated with no protest because it runs investors from the land. Well, are we not protest? No investor now come and sufferation still depend on the land because the sufferation party still in place to suffer the people. And with the liberation party, I do only attack about. Now I do this and now patch. What? Sometimes there was just stick up in that music song. Now, we have to approach and handle the situation like it is and to use the necessary means. Now, you want to get by you want boy, you have to go there. Nobody now lift you up and care you, you have to go there. Our people understand one thing, is that we go out there and take what we want when we want it. In other lands, we go out there and we squat out all the available land and then put down house. Babylon come and talk, Julian Francis come here and talk about all our 3-story and 4-story house and 3-bedroom house and 4-bedroom house pant up Scotland, like if you got a foot own. Me not know if he got 1 acre for himself, if he daddy make your money. But them boy they come out of the blues and not come to the state and not determine what's going on and so. Alright, so that's our power. Our custom to go out there and show them how we have 1935 how we stand up in them face and fight them out. Right? We have guns that have come here and he used the energy of that spirit there and overthrew the NDP government, and the NDP government is failing up to this day to return the favor to the ULP. Why is that so? Because it was a friend and because I not care about people. Why is that so? No. Black Lion stop a whole bag of protests here from, well, basically from around 2010, 2015, 30. But the problem is, when I get the people out in the street by evening and they send them back home, and that have frustrated the people and then send them back home to come back next day. No. Are not like that. You see, when the energy flow, I have to keep the energy flowing. Anytime the energy they drop. So there come a time now when if any because of protest, they can't get people come out because people are saying them a joke. I joke them because if people and them knowing at them and them are see on TV that when people come out come protest, then I go home till they get anything addressed. You see, and regardless to what we have to do, like Malcolm X said, by any means necessary, we have to achieve our goal that we set out round here. So to achieve. But then now, when the energy rises in the people and then when the people come for it now, and then the leadership have to get in their way and back them down. You see? In 2015, let me start go down there. How they down a lane? Where do I start? I will insist that the election number so, and I want to settle for that. How they down in a lane, you see ballot box all in a man car. I want all them. But how did they decide to hold the food? Come into evening and them tell her you go home. go spend Christmas so that the business people and them can make some money. The business people and them who don't give, them don't care nothing about how we are and how we are welfare as long as I can bring our money give them don't care which government in power because them are finance all the political parties and them. But I must come out for our reaction. Without how we get satisfaction so that cooperators people could make money. So that may tell how it is never about us because we are just commodities in the cooperation. It's nothing to do with us. It is all about the cooperation. Look at what are them commit against us for that thing. Round up we call up the government house or we house you can't run this up and then just do this way any sistering and brethren they round this up a whole this up. Next thing me I hear a song that Douglas defeated us a call Gypsy and tell she call off the protest while going round this up. That a song's me. I say what about that. No, although I know that them guys slip the Prime Minister to the back door and coming, but still we are make a protest. We are make a statement. And them call it off follow you. Douglas defeated I call it off from the house on there so. I'm over as his sister and so even though she had to listen. But I've been in that one and I've been in that lady. That I report so I get because I know I love the squad in the portion of the warriors this one, portion of the warriors this one. So when we look at that thing there, who them are really different. Who then they out there different? I should not tell you so. Cooperate SPG is what is everything. We are just but commodities inside of the cooperation. And until we not resurrect from commodity to become people, then we will always be commodities. You see that matter. We are government. We have to set up our own government. We can't rely on cooperate government. Cooperate government was not set up for us. Cooperate government was set up to keep us commodities, so we will never be able to own anything in our land. Check this out what happened to us. Then make sure we can own a stake in our land, and what are we doing to stop that? We are depending on a dead horse call anything. Me not care, you know, because me not own none of them nothing. And if them pull me up to them, but me know me now with them. And if them pull me with them, well hard luck with them because me don't see me now with them. I want to take me up, I could put you on bread. Randy, like you have money bread, I'm money, and I give me that. But still, we don't mind that. You give me good. But that your business we do, you do me talk about you, me talk to you. But me talk about you, me talk to you. We are pick me up for. But you mean? And do we are doing man. But that your business we are trying to do, me talk about you, me not talk to you.
How we mess?
Mess? Me not know that. And if you help you, you only mess with the other. Because I told them I shit for the people here. Man, watch ya, man. Watch ya. What will it take us to recognize what is happening to us? When they try this, 200 years ago, Ralph Abacom be banished away out this city. I'm going to make Ralph guns and banish away again. Well, talk to me now, man. Talk to me. 200 years ago, Ralph Abacom be banished away from the Baliso. And when he done, he put her in a boat and let her go down in the open water for dead off. 200 years after that, I make Ralph guns and do the same thing. Man, watch. So we will just talk fast. I better we just go in the bush too. Boy, watch. Watch it, no man. We are going wrong here with our yeah. What is happening wrong here with us? No. So come now we go. 2 by 2 is 4, that's the square. That is us, the foundation. You know. That the foundation. The war with it. Alright. In 19. No. No. Let me see. 200 years before the so-called nylon bus. 2 excursions of our ancestors from the country of Mali in the continent of North Africa make 2 excursions here, including was the king of Mali. We set this place up and call it Urimin. Gonsalva and Abenia, right? Alright. We fight colonial overthrow at this land here for 200 years. The so-called slave trade and the prisoner war trade been done, abandoned. So now, 200 years after, them say, no, we fight them 200 years, not 200 years. Them tell her a story about them kill our leader called Shotway. And then them banish our people them, and bring in a whole heap of well-trained slave inside that of the gap. And that's one of the main reasons why we can come together in another area. A purpose. A certain purpose. But all them think that crap because all of you feel the same pain. Alright. So then 200 years. Then banish all the 200 years after that. And then alright, John. In 1902, our ancestors respond to the volcano, kill it. 2,000. In 1902, that eruption there. A twin was included in that. 2 women was going across the mountain from Richmond side, going over to Georgetown side to sell fish, to basket of fish from their head. Because in that time, that road there was like a highway. Them carry the sound down in the town and the people and them laugh and fight. Because when them pass across the volcano, them notice it as smoke. I say 2000, I say 2004, but if you got to, people dead in night. Then, what? That's 1902. Then, the eruption before that was what? 18 or 1702. Still the 2. Then we have the next real major eruption take place again in the 20. So now, all these years now, the two has been here with us, and we now recognize that it is our history. And every time the 2 is being violated, we suffer. What exactly is the significance of that truly why I keep playing up in our story, so we don't know. But it has to say something. Because right now, what 2 party they are playing away. I mean, I don't know if you have anything to do with that. But anyway, I don't think they might mean nothing, but they does mean something to me until we can't walk them. There have to be a reason why to continue to plague us the way. You see? No. We were here we have archaeological proof that we were here since around 900 BCE. We could have been here before. That was from the recorded time. No, there was no nation in Europe at that time. Gonsalve and them did not exist. No. They might have existed as some scattered tribes, barbarous tribes. They used to kill and eat one another in Europe. That way the word tribe come from. Africa never had no tribe. Europe had 33 tribes. To be a tribesman look like Jesus. He blonde head, he pale skin, and he blue eyed. That's the characteristic trademark and recognition mark of a tribesman. European Gentile reptilian and then their tribe, not us. It's your quick for name now, you may not get a chance to name out. Anyway, so over all these years, over all these times, we've been here. We've been seeing what they have been doing to us. But yet still, what is it we are doing? We are hoping and dreaming and wishing that we could change. Change only could change when change becomes change. So, you know, sometimes it's hard to talk. Because like a man like me, we don't plan nothing for talking because everything they out there is open. And we know that because the people them are close, they are close with mind to where I'm going. Because I'm not new, we know everything, but we seem to do nothing. You see, what we seem to do, we have become comfortable in accepting anything that is destructive to us. We become comfortable in watching the government take all of our agricultural soil and plant concrete hotel on it. We become comfortable after we were being brutalized for the marijuana. We see that the same government come and take it from us now and them controlling it, and we become comfortable. And what we do, we war among ourselves when we are supposed to stand together. And we are not taking note of this because we love pride. So, we are going with us. Everything we are going with us. And we have put it and we said that's all. And if not so, we have a right to say that's all. Because me no know. And we continue to say me no know. Because we can't tell lie in the truth, me no know. Because all are you. Cocoa and bread coming to you live from the studios in America, in Hope America, from off the continent. Man, you can't tell me family now. You see, me invisible can't see me. You can't tell me family Rasta. Me invisible can't see me. You see, where you are their flesh washing. Because you are using your fleshy eye to see me and that illusion. You hear that illusion? That can't see eye. You know what I mean?
So you're not supposed to see it? Where are you supposed to see it?
Illusion. Illusion, yes. Illusion.
Yeah. We call can't think again.
You remember my name just now. So,
the house is what I'm bring Jesus. They talk hologram never actually.
And clothes. You never can tell where you see them days out of it because anything else. But the thing is, with Avia, I mean, when I wake up in the morning like the morning here, I'll just look in ourselves and ask ourselves, if we are satisfied with the life we live, if there is anything different or better that we can do for ourselves about our life. Many people will fight you down when you see the light. But let me tell you, if you're not wrong, then everything is alright. Yeah, we gonna walk alright through the roads of creation. 'Cause we the generation, tell you what, we jump through great tribulation in this exodus, alright.
Movements.
And the movement of our people. Exodus, alright. And the movement of our people. Hey, open your eyes and look with it. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? We know where we're going. We know where we are from. We live in Babylon now, and we're going to our ancestors' land. Liberation time. Liberation time fire. This is the time now when we are free ourselves from the bondage of the oppressor man. Because we know where we come from and we know where we are going. So this is the time we are free ourselves from the oppressor man. We can no longer sit under the oppressor man and listen to all them pretty talk we might talk. Talk we not bring no development to us. Talk we not help us out of our now situation. Talk that full of whole bag of talk that is made up of a whole bag of pretty fancy this and fancy that, and imagination and illusion and if and but and when. Because we don't think it. Because now is all that we have. And now when we have to, as a people, have to come in one and set up our own liberation and tell all them opportunists, you as they go home to sleep. Because they have no use to us. We have seen it in everything they do. Nothing that they do ever benefit us. Everything that they do is for their glory. So that they can stand up on their platform and pound their chest and say, me do that, me do that. You old liar, you old cheat, you old disgrace. Why? You my bandit, sometimes bandit, I'm too good for them, they call me a bandit too. Love that bandit too. Watch these people who we got and mix we wrong like sugar water every day and night. Watch them. Some misfit opportunists. Some of them, they don't have no idea where they come from. We take them up out of the gut and put them this and look how them are doing. Man, fire burn. A time enough, we throw them down and put ourselves in position because we know what we want and we know how we have to get it done. And we have to stop relying on these hypocrites. All of them thief, them cheat, them lie, them are murderers, them are everything destructive to us. That is what they are. And we have to put them in a them place. Tie all of them up together in the same bag, put them in the same drum, light the drum of fire and roll it down the hill. Roll them down the sea. Them not got no use. Politicians don't got no use other than to destroy us. Preacher man don't got no use other than to subdue us for the politics to ride. The both of them. That's why they name Mini Star. That's why they name. They're not even a Maxi Star. them a mini star. And how we are the maxi star. And how maxi star make mini star for run things. Fire about that back to front, them thing make it. I'll throw on them thing in a damn time here. You see, in a damn time here when we have to take control of our own liberty and our own affairs. Because for too long, we left it in the hands of those who do not have our interests at heart. Them are vampire. Listen to them. They never ever make a move for our liberation. The first thing they don't see, if injuries come to them, they will not be able to lead. So that's why they want stop around the corner, they want hide around, they want push the people up front to be slaughtered. So they could come around and take the trophy when they're done. We done with them thing they know. We have shed our blood for us. We not shed the blood for no one else again, no more. So we have to take forward the leadership and the ownership and control of our land from these bandits and pirates. Because we things are going so now. By the time you wake up out of our sleepless slumber, we have to learn the Chinese technique of building houseboat and go on the sea live. Because we don't seem to care and we don't seem to put no interest that we are sitting here and giving them the permission to take away our children and grandchildren husband, so that tomorrow our grandchildren and children will have to go rent. We'll have to go rent from these aliens. You could imagine in another land or a picnic them have to go rent from Syrian, rent from Portuguese, rent from Chinese, rent from in another land. In another land where we shed our blood for with Sheriff Lewis and Asment Williams and them final 1935-41. That land so. Asment Williams get a bullet in his ribs. And he live the rest of his life with a steel ribs. And that's how we pay him. Yeah, by just there and watch and give our land to Syrian and Chinese and bullet some kind of boy watch for a border so. No. Listen to Dunstar. Dunstar is making a proper claim.
Maybe they get from the shade on.
Don't stop and make a proper.
Well, after this you start too, yeah.
No, me can't stop. Stop you almighty.
Okay. So one day could you after that you start?
Rasta stop in our mind thing, I can't stop because my mind don't stop. No. Don't start making a valid point inside of the Pan-American thing because the Pan-American there, that's a bullshit. You see that Pan-American, the people and them who are running, not them can't run it because Pan-American area owner, we set it up. You see? That are the government from Argentina to Alaska. That are our government. And it inclusive of everyone. And you can't make no Pan-American decision and leaving out anyone. Yeah, God's all right, Panda. But still, all of them are bandit because his reasons is not our reason. His reason are because his friends and them not be included. His Bolavarian and business we are and do nothing about. We them want to take guns and them want Bolavarian become the what you say, the guard also, the prominent leader, the owner also. Them people they can't own ya when I been before them. Them people don't have Venezuela. They're not original to ya, you know. We are original to ya. The entire continent, from Alaska to Argentina. We are old. Where you call it, boy? Vasco de Damas. Then they come and meet our way. You notice, you know. Anything them I tell you about discover. You notice, listen to the fine print. Them I tell you when they discover them meet people and how the bomb plant you could discover area and meet people there. You discover people them. They tell how we are Arabia first before them, but I will not listen. And God said, come down with this crap. I talk about area belong to Bullaman variant and what kind of variant without our permission. Him go and do that without our permission. And when he done, he come back and tell Harry, and Harry never respond. And Harry got to our opposition leader out there, so we're supposed to explain these things to us. And what are they doing? All them are do a job slang and talk, because all of them are minister. They're not there for us. How the hell we could become members of Bolivarian Alliance? What the hell is Bolivarian Alliance? We are Africans. We are the true owners of this Pan America. Go check out Sheikh Anthony Diak, the man who proved to the entire world that this belongs to us. But what do we know about that? We don't care about that. We don't care about the warriors who done the work before. Because all we could do is listen to Gonsalve and them back of bullshit. Gonsalve and Friday and them who don't know nothing about our story. But we who know, we not listen to ourselves. We not dig into it for ourselves. We not research nothing for ourselves. All we do is we can clap when the vampires suck our blood. What the hell does Gonsalve and Friday and them politics know about this land? What do they know about this land? And we who know about it, our blood, sweat and tears we shed here with Gonsalve and them was when we better bleed for you. That we now could think that we are supposed to just rule over and left it for them to take charge and do to it what they see, what they feel they should do. What are the level of disgrace that is taking place in our land here, so? And we just stay as a yeah, one man fart, another man smell. Yes, Father, that's true. A junkie nation. A junkie nation. A nation with junk with beer wine. Man, come on, no man. We know Sarah make it the strongest one in the world. And then so we're supposed to jump proof. But we don't know. Hey, boy, I'm tell you. Cocotte and bread coming to you live from the studios at Butterfly in America inside America. Watch it now. I want to know and we'll knock you down and then ask about it. Guys, see that fire? Watch. Come on, from the time, say, somewhere in 1972, somewhere around the corner there, so. Me discover burning the earth. And inside at that time when me discover Babylon has spent billions of dollars a year to stop me from burning the earth. And so we make my commitment that you will do them and go stop by. And so I'm a bread. Me discover there must be a reason why them a fight Europe and them a legalize the dirty strong woman when you notice a strong woman do. Because my father the best man power. But when you get in that little dirty skin girl there, mash up the whole family. He destroy my mother, my favorite person for out up to now. If you only how me could get over and go to the bar and my mother because I have to charge for myself to become my mother and my mother me and all that. So my mother living on me and me living on my mother. That way could have keep you steady because my mother I don't have no one tongue that out here. Not tell you so. So, me look for the whole thing. Me check for our life, my life, my parents' life, my neighbor their life, and me check for the thing. And me see say, with this dirty skin strong around I do to the people then. And then now, if you see you have a strong on them, you could do anything under the name of strong. Mash up your whole house, do anything. Police them not lock up. You know they lock up their life. Because they will encourage you. But you're going to split the whole world will come up by. So because of that, we decide you not start doing. You have to have something that you hope that they don't want me. Get to know. Get to know. So I will depend on life journey. And I just the one thing. We have to keep to ourselves. And the joy was bubbling now, so we can't make that go away. Because we them are win away with him. And them are continue to feed our with bitterness. And as long as bitterness continue to grow in our way. They say, crap or smoke your pipe. So they have now, instead of rising up in the morning and give thanks to the sun, praise the sun for its light and warmth and comfort on the earth. They have if you get down and you quarrel every day, you're saying prayers to the devils, I say. Why not help one another on the way to make it much easier? Say you just could not live that negative way. If you know what I mean, make way for the positive day. Cause it's news and times. Cause it's news and signs of what a new day. You understand about? This is a new day. So all things have passed away on this new day. The sorrows of yesterday are not valid in this new day. We'll get rid of that. We'll focus upon our now. And our now is we are on a rescue mission to rescue our land and people from piracy. From these dirty buccaneers and seafarers and with them named Vikings. The murderers that come up out of the sea. They write it in them Bible and we read it, that the beast have to come up out of the sea. And we have seen the beast continue coming up out of the sea and destroying us. And we not take no heed. Because you know why? Then convince Ari that when Ari see these things happen, that them my things will have to happen because of Ari fall. And then the God are going to chastise Ari because Ari fall. So you see, here the psychology of that. When them things they start happening, we're not going to respond because I'm going to say God will. Well, me come here come born God and for He will once in a benefit me. Me not doing nothing with God and for He will once in a benefit me and my people then. Because up to now, since me about here, I had 400 years on this plantation amongst the people and them. Me no see God ever make put one hand out here if you do nothing for you know. They might do the story in the name of God's Son who named Jesus. And Jesus never make appearance to say, I do that in my name. So that made he agree. Where do I born out there, sir? Can you see? When I come out here still in our conscious state, then tell her we say them and bring her in our new world. And when I come in the new world here, when I see what I go on there, so I will check on the flagship of the slave fleet we bring out here. Name SS Jesus Christ on Quebec in Portugal, God's over there. And I say, you can take the whole world, but give us Jesus. You take the whole world, but you can take your whole world, your whole new world. But give us Jesus. We are going home and we not come back. No. We are saying that about the slave, the flagship of the slave, when they SS Jesus Christ out of Lubeck, we bring out here. I will say, take your new wall and carry Jesus, make it carry out come from. And I've been attacked on a boy out of sky. Master, take it and write it in a field, them book, and tell Harry say, that's our choice. I will take Jesus and give them everything I And up to today, we still do that. Because then tell you say, Jesus daddy is a God of poverty. Jesus daddy do, he loves poverty people. But we make Jesus daddy not love rich people. And every minute Jesus daddy want money. You see? Oh, I inside the alley with him, I go. Me now want to strain knife and I find the right thing, I can bring them up and come up. The right thing, I can enlarge them. Let's do that. And I respond to my people. I always respond to my people.
You just read him Jack say the guy Jack?
Merrick. My brother not agrees. Hey, Merrick. Yeah. Man, you keep me cool a few days when I get your warmth. Merrick, you don't know you're going. So, big up yourself now.
It's very cockatoo boy.
Yeah. Merrick, you're a month the other say boy. Month just say how you smell off our cockatoo. Merrick, you have to come here and drink cockatoo there, you know. Merrick, watch now. I had the foundation rules. Anyway, so that happens. All down in a Grenada are the same thing. Around at St. Lucia, around at America, around all about the places are the same because of the 1 minister. And all of them interested in do and grab our heritage to suffocate our pigmen them. So them have to go and beg and be obligated underneath these aliens to get a spot to rent. In our land, we are born. In America, we belong to our way. I go there, I don't know. Me hear say, I might be able to get a building to buy, but I can't get the land where building the bank to buy. Then I sell. So make I sell. We make her allow them to come down and come by. And come let me tell you, and then this is something when you understand. Can't say a truth, can't say a lie. This man say that this scientist predict some years ago that America is going to face a mini ice age. And it lasting between 40 and 100 years. And it is going to come on by every winter is going to be cooler than the one before. And that will cause a mass migration from America into the warmer lands. So you see how them come now and buy up our land, buy up our beach one, buy up everything around that, and jam our in a corner. You see, when they come here, they make treaty with us. They back the treaty. They force our way up, so force our way up to the mountainside, and still come up this up and take it. The area boundary go across from barrier straight across, include lands, carcass, or guns have on their own land in house. You see? Me know. Me not know proof, but still somehow me know. Smiles Gonsalve left acres of land and give Ralph Gonsalve and them. How Ralph Gonsalve not do no national development and feed them the land? How come in and sell and feed them the land the foreigners? You hear about any hotel and go pan Gonsalve and them land? How come no hotel now go pan Gonsalve and them land? You tell me say Manny Francis no left no land to Julian Francis? How come hotel now go pan them the land? We make. Ask, come make our ask ourselves. The land that them they privately own, which in reality, them thief from our way. Because no Portuguese can come here and own no land in front of them and already before them they thief it. Right? How come them the land now go up in there? How come Punet has so much acres down there? And the government not take it from Punet for put hotel. Buy a hardy right there, buy a hardy one of the most exclusive place to put hotel. And check you put the hotel on by and the farm inside the King Grove supply the hotel. But they're not about that. James Mitchell changed the road round our arm, Mount Will Peter so that according to him, below the road he could create hotel development and above the road he could create farms. So the people in Abaga could farm the land, Baga people and Layo people could farm the land and sell the produce to the hotel. Don't stop come out, but he gone in the hotel, yes. Me here, he sell the land for not down there. I don't know, I have two parents in there. There have been big arguments about it just the other day. Everybody hear about them. And he take the agriculture section and put up voting garrison. You see? Because that's all them interested in. That's why them go down a cleverly there and put up voting garrison down there so and house have to drop down there. And a good thing nobody not been doing at them. You see? Anything to stay in power. What about us? No care about us. Once they could pull wool over us and take away that is good for them. And we settle for that with them. That's how we did.
You want to take off?
No, we don't take on. We try to hold on to this one on the floor. Can we take on the fire without doing damage? We did it. If I take with them, I'm telling you something. Now you could push and point where you want. Let me tell you something. This is a commerce conversation. So everything and anything we attack with. No, we attack with business brethren. We don't study people we learn in that conversation. Because we attack about our dirty ways, our in between ways, and if I got any clean ways. So yeah. Now, I have now pay no interest in what take place here now, what take place before, so I could amend certain things and put them right. Yeah. We sacrificed here in 1935 for these lands. The result was that the land and crown, however them be, should. Well, okay. Because you always have different people are listening at the time, right? No. After the war that we had here in 1935, them send them a fact-finding mission from down London to come here, so we come do a fact-finding mission as to what they could do to avoid an occurrence of this war. The recommendation of the mission was that London should take the estates, divide them up, and pass them out to the ex-slave. London pay the estate owners and them, you know how they come on and bring in that story, £6,000. And we grew up to hear about land settlement estate and never really knew what it meant. No. When Joshua come here, the story is that now Joshua and Uriah Butler was campaigning for the governance of Trinidad. But something happened inside our Woodford Square. Me had a party when we go to Trinidad. That something happened inside our Woodford Square and caused the death of the then police commissioner. So Joshua had to jump fence and return home. When Joshua come, Joshua pick up a union thing and start to make movement. According to the elders, them say Joshua start to go up on the suffering mountain and tell the people and them up there to come down south and take up the land. Because obviously Joshua would have known that the land was already passed to us. And that is the politician and them now that we put in place to regularize the thing. So then now, according to the elders now, Jack Punnett pulling Milton Cato and whoever black stooge at puppets and create a thing called St. Vincent Labour Party, which the reason for that was to make sure that we don't get the land. So They start with slogan capitalizing on the illiteracy of our people by telling them that if all you vote for Joshua, Joshua will take away our land and I will go get no one. Listen to Ralph once now. If you vote for NDP, then I will give you no one. Then I will give you on 2 pieces of galvanized. Then I will give you on 2 pieces of lumber. Then I will give you on 2 pieces of steel. Then I will give you on 2 pieces of cement. Then I will give you them to them. If you vote for them. Check it out. No form of independence. Just dependence. Same thing over. So I got journey now. Then the basa day between Milton and Josh go down for that dispensation. Then come the change in the dispensation. Then comes James Mitchell, who pretended to continue in the road of Joshua so that he could take over Joshua PPP majority. Well, he was successful. He pretended to carry out a land reform here, which was just a political pretense. Because, like I asked you, Robinson, how do you expect to take farm workers and turn them into farm owners and managers without training? That's a recipe for disaster. And when the disaster takes place, all they will say, we give already land and already didn't take it. They tell me out hard and they tell me land and then have to Right. So, you see, when Ralph Gonsalves come to town now, he come to town now picking up from where Milton Cato lived. And what was Cato's mission? To make sure none of it get no land. So he reversed all of the so-called land reforms that James Mitchell put into place. And how come he could have reversed them? I can't tell you, say James Mitchell, all of them are some dirty bandit. Not what they want to say. When we discover from King Group, and which me feel all of the lease and them say, James Mitchell put a clause in the lease to say that the government could change the land use at any time. And that are the clause where Ralph used to take back all the land and then James Mitchell put it in. That made them couldn't tell how we wouldn't talk a grenade. All of them. Ministers. You see, they always know how to gang up against us. And we are that. Now, in the case of King Group, we get to learn that King Group was bought through the World Bank by the French government as an agricultural pilot project, not a money-making project, a pilot project. Now, during the days of the NDP, there was this brother named Kyron Barker, whose father is a Dr. Barker from agriculture. Then people up in a society don't know Dr. Barker. One of the man who, because of his determination to make agriculture grow, he couldn't fit in with them people. So they sent Kyron Barker to King Group, and within a blink, King Group started to take off. King Group started to look like it could realize its potential. Bam! They pull out Kyron. From the time they pull out Kyron, King Group started to tumble. You see, purposeful action to make sure everything fails. So now, here is Gonsalves coming now and using, well I know, he used that class there in the King Group and taking back our land and then the period. Because they never did put the power of the lands in the hands of the people. They lie. Them a bandit. Because the land was not supposed to be sold to the people either. How we are selling our own land? You see? And I would have overstand it. So, the mama got out. Just so like in Zimbabwe, opportunists called Robert Mugabe. We don't care about them, you know. We don't care about none of them. All of them are bandits. Because that boy, the Mugabe, was not in the bourgeois. But soon as the bourgeois end, the warrior them can't call him by name properly. Because we not try to bad pronounce the warrior name. The man who bring it, the man who fight and win. Soon after the bourgeois done, he was shot. The same thing happened in Liberia with Joseph Kabila. He wasn't in the war for the liberation. But soon as it done, the warrior was shot and he was installed. Robert Mugabe was installed by Schultz and Kissinger upon a promise that they back. Mugabe was such a dum-dum that he trusted. No. Mugabe, but I don't know, you know, but I don't see plenty people. Mugabe took the lands from the oppressors. Yeah, great. But you don't do things like that. You have to make these oppressors train your people first. Your people don't know what to do with the land because for hundreds of years they were under this dictation and dictatorship and whatever it is, oppression. They will not fuck the people when they call it time. You see, like I was when you were a fireman. Every time everywhere they go dig stand up. All them are going to dig the people. So you see. So when they back for Mugabe and back all the promises, now Mugabe get frustrated. Because he was never the true leader of the people. It's amazing how all them opportunists just get up fast in the first place. You see? Check it out. Mandela spent 15 years in prison and the rest in a hotel and negotiate with the oppressors. Mandela never go to jail because he was shooting at the government. Mandela wasn't carrying a gun in the war, so he fight. Mandela wasn't in the war. Mandela was a lawyer who maybe an advisor to the ANC, I don't know. But all them boys are bandit. Mandela had a case in the court. He was representing someone. The government insisted that Mandela pass up the files. Mandela refused and they threw him in jail. That's why he went to jail. And while there, Mandela made these decisions back at the people and them do the oppression them down. They were not. Mandela and the oppressors go and do the same thing like James Mitchell and Real Gonzalo walk on the beach and do that without the knowledge and the people as to them at the side. So then Mandela went to jail. As Mandela make the first step to the gate, a reporter asked him, what next? He said the struggle continue. The next time Mandela talked to the reporter, he said, peace now. They get to him. Why they didn't release him? As some people say, they kill Mandela in jail and release a clone, I don't know. But it had to be. He is some kind of normal. Mandela went into jail a communist and a gorilla, a terrorist, a communist and a terrorist. He went into jail as that. He come out a Christian and appeasement. Who got to him? Mandela settled for political independence. This is another opportunity.